All right, we're going to do something kind of new, but not kind of new. So can anybody tell me what this is? What is this? Tyler, what is it? Deja? What's it look like? It's a graph, right? It's just it's a graph. Now, hey, that's my stuff. You can be frustrated, but take it out on your stuff. It's a graph. What specifically, what kind of a graph? Because it's not a bar graph. It's not a line graph. It's not a pie graph.
I don't know.
Not a square graph. It's called a coordinate graph. Coordinate. That's enough. Why is it called a coordinate graph?
What makes it?
What are coordinates? Donna, what are coordinates?
Like it's like coordinates or like a
What are okay? What are coordinates? If I gave you, if this was a treasure map, and I gave you specific coordinates, what are those coordinates, Jeremy?
It's an X, Y.
Where it's like a pirate's map.
Right. So where is a coordinate?
Lines.
X.
Do pirate maps have lines like this on them?
No.
Because
X
then it makes it
and
tricky.
Y.
That's why they have.
Right. So what are they looking for on a coordinate map? They're looking for an X, and that X marks a specific spot, right? If this was a line graph or a bar graph, it would just have some lines and bars on it, right? But we're looking for coordinates, and coordinates is just a fancy way to say a specific point. So today, first, we're going to go over what this is, the different parts, which should be some review, maybe some new. Then, you guys are actually going to come up and plot. Plot means put specific points on this. So you have to pay attention while I'm talking so that when you come up, you know what to do. So, Joey, I heard you call this something with some letters. What'd you call it?
X, Y.
X, Y. Why do we say X and Y when we deal with a coordinate graph? What does the X and the Y have to do with anything?
The X is how much with the number.
With a number.
Yeah.
Where does the X? What X and Y? Where does anybody know what?
The X goes this way.
The X goes this way. Okay.
Down.
So what do I have on here that goes side to side and up and down? Vanessa, what do I have on here that goes side to side and up and down? What's on this graph right now? One of them goes side and side. One of them goes up and down. Yeah. What are they though? They're. What is this? It's a. What is this right here? What's it look like? No math terms, just what is this? If I drew this, what is it? I drew a line, right? It's a line. We have a line that goes side to side and a line that goes up and down. And this word, what's my fancy math word for side to side? Starts with an H.
Height.
Horizontal, good. And this is which axis? Is this my X or my Y? X. Very good. This is my X axis. So that would make this one what, Deja?
Y.
My Y axis. Now, when I'm dealing with coordinate points, which one do I always do first, Tyler? X or Y? Always comes first. Are you sure? Sound like a question. X. Because X comes first in the alphabet, right? W, X, Y, Z. X always comes first. So if I gave you two numbers, the first number would be the X, and the second number would be the Y. Now, if you have a blank one like this, and I gave you some numbers, so Jeremy, let's say I gave you 12 and 6. Does that look familiar?
Yes.
Where's that going to go?
You're gonna 6 is on the bottom and 12 is on the top.
Which one do I do first?
12.
I do my X first.
Oh,
So this is my X, but where does 12 go on here?
It goes right there.
Do I know yet?
No.
What do I need to do? Vanessa?
Put numbers.
Yeah, you put numbers on it. So, we've been looking at things like the weather and shoe sizes. Fall on the floor. Birthday graph, how tall you are, all sorts of different stuff. Our graphs don't always start at 0, do they? So we need to look at our data. Yesterday, we went over the data from the day before about weather. What was my smallest data? Does anybody remember in the weather? My high temperatures? It was like 34 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So if I had, let's say I had these numbers for my X value.
That was the lowest, though.
let's say it was really nice that week, and I had these 5 values. What's my smallest number up here, Jeremy?
Your smallest number is 34.
34. So if I'm going to label my numbers here, what would be the smallest number I would put? 34. I don't need to put 0 if I don't start till, right? I would have 0 all the way over here, and then over here I would have 34. So we just cut out all that extra, and we'll start here with 34. What would come next? What's my biggest number?
58.
72 is my biggest number.
I thought it was
It's okay.
58.
So I got to go all the way to 72. Now, if I count by ones, am I going to have enough space to put a number on each line? What if I counted by twos?
Yeah.
To get from 34 to
kinda.
72?
No.
So might have to count by fives maybe. Could I count by fives?
Yeah. You
So
can
let's.
try.
34 doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. So let's go to. Should we go to 30?
Yeah.
Let's go to 30. We'll start with 30. What would my next one be? If I'm going by fives, it would be 35, 40. Now we're not going to write every one of them down, but we'll skip. So 40, 45. What would this one be? 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Now how high do I need to go? 72, but I'm going by 5, so I would have to go to 75. So now I know that I can get all my numbers in there. You only have to go as big or as small as your numbers.
Yeah.
So if my numbers are 1 through 10, then my graph's going to be 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
If they're 100 through 110, am I going to start at 1?
No.
Jeremy, what would I start at?
You're going to start at 100.
I would start at 100.
Yeah, that's
It's the same thing here, too. So if I had you guys, the one that it says in your math books, we measure how tall you are, and then we measure how wide your arms are. So am I going to start at 0 for how tall you are?
No.
No, nobody in here is 0 inches tall. I might start at, maybe, I think last year 45 was my shortest student. So I would start at 45. And am I going to go to 100? How many of you are 100 inches tall?
No one in here.
100 inches is like 8.5 feet tall. Is anybody in here 8.5 feet tall? No. So I might go to, there's a couple 6th graders that are pretty tall, right? Duvall, like I'm 74 inches tall. So do you think Duvall's taller than me?
Yes.
Yeah.
He might be a little bit. So maybe we would go to 76.
Yeah.
So I would go from 44 to 76. But I would have to put all the numbers in there, so I might have to count by 3s or 4s. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's pick some numbers. We're going to do some practice on the board together. Then I'm going to help you guys do some practice on your own. So this is my what axis? X-axis. And let's just start easy. So let's do shoe size. So what's the smallest size shoes we got in here? Size 7, size 6. Look on the tongue of your shoe if you don't know.
This one
Do you
is
know?
little.
Can you see? Vanessa, do you know what size shoes you wear?
I know it's
Look at the tongue of your shoe. Tyler, what do you got? 7. So we'll round up to 8. Okay? 8. 4s. So 4s are the smallest. Okay? So 4 is going to be my smallest data. Now I wear size 13s. So we'll use my data as the biggest data. So we're going to go from 4 all the way up to 13. Now, can I fit all the numbers between 4 and 13 in here? I think I could. 4, this would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I can fit all the sizes in there. Now, what else can we do that, we got shoe size, let's do, we'll do what day were you born on. So my birthday's May 17th, so I would be 17. So what day were you born on?
March
15. What else?
August 31st.
31st. So 31 is going to be the highest, right? Because that's the most number of days there are in a month. 31. 20.
31.
31. You don't know when your birthday is?
Oh, September 11th.
11. Deja?
November 7th. I don't know.
7. So 7 is my smallest number. But since this is months, this is days, can I just put all the days on here?
Yeah.
So they all start with the number 1, and they all end up with the number 30 or 31, right? So
Yeah.
let's count by, you think we could count by 2s
Yeah.
Need something?
I don't think that would work.
to get the pencils? Awesome.
I don't think by.
I think we could count by twos. So let's change, oops, that's not the right one. Let's change this to a 2.
2.
And we'll go 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Uh-oh, I'm going to run out of space.
No.
So what could I count by? If I can't do twos, I can do
3.
threes.
4, 7.
Well, if I count by twos, am I going to hit the number 7?
No.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. And since I have some 31s, I have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
So what would come next? 33. So the way that we graph stuff like this one, we have to put a label on it. What was this information? What were these numbers representing, Vanessa?
Shoes.
Shoe size, right? And what were these representing?
Days.
Days of our, not just any day, birthdays, right? So we'll do B-Day. So my shoe size was, does anybody remember what my shoe size was? 13. So my X value would be 13. Does anyone remember what my birthday was? I said it, 17. So 17 would be so this would be my data, right? 13 goes with this, and my birthday goes with this. So on your marker boards, I want you to write your data. So start with the x-axis, which is our shoe size. So you're going to write your shoe size down, and then you're going to do your y data, which is your birthday. So on your marker boards, put it in the parentheses with the comma, and write your shoe size, and then your birthday. So did we ever figure out what shoe size you had? 8. All right, we should have coordinate point. Should take us just a minute at the most. And then what was your birthday?
15.
15. Yeah. All right, so we've all got coordinate points. So once you get this data, can I place this on this graph?
Yeah.
Where would mine go? Which one do we count first?
13.
Count 13 on the x-axis. So I'm going to find 13 on the x-axis, and it's right here. Then what am I going to find? 17 on this one?
No.
No, I'm going to find it over here. Now, if I don't have exactly 17, where would 17 be?
Between
the 15 and
the 18.
the 18. So let's put it right there. So I have 13 here, and I have 15 and 17 here. So what am I going to do with my 2 points?
Connect it.
I'm going to connect them. I'm going to go up on this line, and I'm going to come over here until my fingers meet. And they meet right here. Now what am I going to do right here?
Put the dot.
Put a dot. I'm going to color a dot.
Can I do it? Oh, no.
So this, now I need to tell me what this point is. This is my data point, right? Yep. So this is Mr. Rogers. I'm going to put MR for Mr. Rogers. Now, if Deja wanted to know what size shoes I wore, you would find my dot, and you would go down to shoe size, and you would say, oh, he wears size 13 shoes. You would buy me some shoes for my birthday, maybe. Or if you wanted to know what day my birthday was, you could follow it over this way. And this one's a little harder because you've got, well, it's between 15 and 18. So it's closer to the top. It might be 17, right? So who thinks they could graph their data up here on this? Joey, you want to come on up?
Yeah.
Should we change color?
Yeah.
What color do you want to be?
A blue.
You want to be blue? Okay, we got blue here. So, do you need this? I'll hold this for you. So here's the pen. So you got to find, which one are we going to find first?
8.
8. So find 8, put your finger on it. What's the next one we're going to find?
31.
31. Is 31 on here?
No.
So where would it be? It'd be right there. Now, trace your fingers here. I'll hold this. Trace your fingers together. It's kind of hard, isn't it? All right. Now keep one finger there. Here's the marker. Now you're going to draw a dot. And then what are we going to label that dot as? That's your dot. So what did I put? I put MR for Mr. Rogers. What are you going to put? Joey Newry. Good. Now, if I wanted to know what size shoes Joey wore, maybe I found some shoes at a garage sale, and I'm like, they're awesome. I should buy them, but they're not my size. I could come here and I could go, he wears size 8s. Or if I wanted to know, okay, I know Joey's birthday is this month, but I don't remember what day, I come over this way and I go, oh, it's the 31st. Who else? Who's next? Deja, what color do you want to be? I got these colors. Green? Well, I've already read. You gotta be something else.
No, you can't pick that color.
Because that would be confusing, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what your numbers are? Do you want me to hold your sheet for you?
6 and 7.
Okay. So your shoe size we do first. We always do the X first. Okay, and then
And my birthday's 7.
the 7th. So you would do. Okay, now connect your dots together. So there's 6 on this line, and 6 and 9. 7 would be here, right? So trace that. That's on the 6. It would be a little bit above the 6, right? All right. It's hard to move your fingers in different directions at the same time. So what are you going to do now?
Put the dot.
Put a dot there. Bigger. Make a bigger dot. All right. So to double check, what size shoes does Deja wear? I followed this down. Size 6. Was that right? Now what day is your birthday? It's right on this line, so I'm going to follow it over, and 6 is right on this line. So is your birthday on the 6th?
No, it's the 7th.
It's the 7th. So what do I need to do with my dot?
Oh, put it up high.
You need to move it up just a little bit, because this line is 6, so we would move it up to about there, right? And then we need to label it. What are we going to label it?
D.
Okay. D, H. Okay. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
We're going to do another one, okay? It's okay. So, we've got this page, and I've already got dots for you. But you can erase your data point. We need to figure out what values we're going to do. So, let's do age at the bottom, right? So, I'm going to go back to, I'll do black since nobody wants to have black. We're going to do age. And what values should I use for age?
Ooh.
What's my lowest age do you think we have in here?
I think it would be a 0.
There's someone who's 0 years old in here?
No.
11? Is anybody younger than 11 in here?
I am.
You're younger than 11?
No.
You're 11, aren't you?
No.
Are you 12?
Yeah.
Then you're older than 11.
So,
do I have any 11-year-olds? Got some 11-year-olds? Okay. So, what about my oldest? I've got some 12-year-olds in here too, right? Do I have any 13-year-olds? Any 20-year-olds? Okay. I'm 20? I'm flattered. Thank you. So let's do something different, because 11 and 12 isn't the same. What about birthday months?
yeah.
Can we do months? How many months are there? 12 months.
Yeah.
So we can do months. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So your first point on your marker board is going to be the month that you were born in. So you can go ahead and put that over here. I already told you mine was May, so mine is 5. So something on here, we
What
can
are you
do,
talking about?
what month were you born in?
Oh.
And count the number. January, February, March. March is 3. Now, what is this data going to be? We need something else over here. We need something over here, right?
Yeah.
How about what class period you guys have social studies? How many class periods are there in a day at Central?
8.
8. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is going to be social studies, and this is going to be your age. So your data point, I have social studies 3rd hour. Right after I leave you guys, I go downstairs and teach social studies. So I'm going to do 5 and 3. So your first one, you're going to write your month. So if you were born in January, that's 1. February, that's 2. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So what I'm going to do, what's my data? 5, 3. I'm going to take my dot. I'll pick this green one. And I'm going to find 5. And I'm going to move it up 3. And I'm going to draw my dot. And I'm going to put this right there. And that's my data. So as soon as you get yours done, you can come up and you can pick a color. And you can drag it onto the thing. So the first data point is, this isn't age anymore. This is month, right? This is the month. So whatever month you were born, count them. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Write that down for your X value. This is your month. Then think about your schedule. When do you have social studies class? Do you have it 1st hour? You would put 1. Do you have it 2nd hour? 3rd, 4th? No one has a 5, 6. Or 7, 8. You would put that there.
Wait,
Social studies. So either Mr. Greenwood or Mr. Moses. If you have it 7th and 8th? Do you have social studies first or science?
Science.
So you have social studies 8th period.
Yeah.
So, your birthday is in August. What month is August? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August.
8.
8. So you would write 8.
Found
Yep.
it.
Pick a color. Drag it over where you need it to be. And then we should be able, oops, click on the, we should be able to tell when your birth, or what month you were born, and, so, just leave it there for right now. Use your finger to find where you're supposed to be. So you have a birthday in July.
Yep.
And you have 7th period social studies.
Yep.
Nice work. I'll take a 5 too. Anybody else? Donald, come on up. Tyler, you can be next. Make sure you got your data right. So, pick a color. Figure out where you are. This is the month that you were born. Figure it out. Just you've got push it and drag it. Yep. Click on it, drag it. So March and 8th period. Nice work. Come on up, Tyler.
Here you go, my good friend Tyler.
So which one do we do first? We do month.
And then we do.
Okay. Click that arrow. Hold on. Sorry. One more time. You moved it twice. One more time. There you go. Push kind of hard. There you go. You're not going to hurt it. 4 and 1. Good. Deja, you got yours? Come on up. Got yours? What period do you have social studies? When do you have social studies? First hour? So what would your second value be? 8, comma, 1. Right. Have a seat, guys. So when do you, your birthday is in the 7th month, so pick a color. And what period do you have social studies? 8. So you would do 7, and you would trace it up here to 8. So here's 7. It's okay, just click on it. Here's 7 and here's 8, and you're going to connect them together. So go all the way up. Here's 8. So good job. Anybody else? Joey, you want to get yours up there? We'll do one more, and then I think the bell's going to ring. So, what's most important? Which value do I do first? The X or the Y? X always comes first. And when I'm making a graph, what numbers need to be on that graph? Hold on, have a seat, guys. When I'm making a graph, what numbers have to be on it? All the numbers from the smallest to the biggest. Okay, good. Go ahead and erase your boards. You can put them away. Tomorrow we'll do a little bit more practice with this.